Welcome to You Can't Handle the Truth, where we dive into the real raw truth about health, wellness, and self-growth. I am your real talk guru and your rebel healer, here to cut through the noise and dig deep into mental, physical, and spiritual health, uncovering the truths that many aren't ready to confront. And we're doing that together to step into our true, authentic selves. Welcome back to You Can't Handle the Truth. Natalie here, and today we're going to be talking about coming to terms with your career. Oh my gosh, this is huge. This is huge. So many of us get to our 40s and we're trying to figure out what is our purpose. We had dreams of who we wanted to be, what we wanted to be, and we're not there yet. It's like, are you there? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And you're not there yet. And you're like, okay, do I just come to terms with the fact that I just didn't get what I wanted? And this is so common when we get into our 40s, when we get into this stage of life, as you hit midlife, that you start to reflect on the things that you wanted, to see whether or not you've done the things and met the standard of where you thought you wanted to be. And the thing is that really where you wanted to be? And if you had really wanted to be there, wouldn't you have done the things to get there? Or were there some other things in your life that happened that hindered you? Anyway, we're going to read what our fellow rebelette here says, and then we're going to talk about it. Okay? She says, "Hello, I hope this is allowed, but I used to, still do, I guess, have all these ambitions early in my career, that journey that I would be a key decision maker. I would manage a larger team and budget and have a CXO title. None of this has happened. And I suppose that is partially myself and also partially wrong place, wrong time. How can I learn to accept that this just isn't in the cards and then just enjoy the middle management job role I do? I find myself spending so much time LinkedIn, stalking others, and feeling sorry for myself, which I know isn't productive at all, but just can't shake the feeling that I didn't live up to my potential. Thanks in advance." Listen, ladies, so many women feel this way. We get married, some of us, we have kids. Sometimes we didn't. We get into jobs, we get into that rat race, and we jump into that masculine energy and we try to do what the men are doing, and we don't get there. We don't get there. If you make it to middle management, like, that's good. Some of us make it, some of us ladies make it higher, and then we find out, like, that's not what we wanted either. And so this is when we start looking into, what is our purpose in life? What do we really want to do? Or is this, like, what I'm wondering for this young lady is that, is this something she really wanted, or is this something she was told she should do? Because many of us women in this industrialized age have been told, like, we have to get a job at a major company. Well, once you get a job at a major company, to be successful, you got to do what the men are doing, right? Like, you have to be exactly what she said. You have to manage a large team, a large budget, become a CFO, CXO, CEO of something, right? And then that's what marks your success. What I would say is, those things that you want to do, first of all, talk to the people that are in those positions and see how happy they are, to find out if you really want to do that. I'm just saying, like, first of all, and then, like, really look and see, like, what are your talents? What is it that you always wanted to do as a kid? Stop comparing yourself to other people. So get off LinkedIn, if you're just going to LinkedIn to look at other people's profiles to see how well they're doing, because you might see a title that you think shows how well they're doing, but they hate their job, they hate their life, they just hate it all. Like they're not happy. So we don't know, right? Like, so don't go judging yourself against anybody else, just against yourself. And this is a good time to reflect on what you really want in your life. What are your creative and endeavors, right? What are the things that really make you happy, right? Because it might be something that really makes you happy, that really makes you money. I don't know. I think. And even if it doesn't make you huge amounts of money, but it makes you happy. And she just sounds unhappy all around. So, and I wonder if she's just unhappy because she is doesn't have that higher position, or she dreams in her mind that leading a bigger team would make her happy, but she's already unhappy leading a smaller team. Just saying. And how is that going for her? So there's a lot of questions, a lot of things to sort out here, right? Because if she's having a hard time leading a smaller team and the response from her smaller team is not that great, it's going to be hard to get that higher position, right? They're not to get that advancement. And already as women, sometimes it's harder to get that advancement. But let's read and see what some others have said here. Okay, I had a vision of life, work, and income. Nothing turned out as expected, and life is pretty good. Therapy could be a good move if you're having issues accepting yourself and where you are in life. I believe so, because I think she needs to sort out why she's stalking other people on LinkedIn, right? Like, in comparing herself to other people. I mean, I know why she does it, because we're taught to compete with others. But the thing is that she needs to get to a point where she's not doing that. And in order to stop, she needs to go see what it is in herself and find out what it is that she truly wants. And the best way to do it is through therapy, right? You want someone that's impartial to help you sort out your feelings, sort out what you want. And you'd be surprised what comes out of that. A lot of great things, a lot of happiness, and she may even find her niche and what she's supposed to do in life and find that that makes her the most successful. Next, you have two options: actively work towards your goals or being in a higher place of leadership and believe you can still achieve them. Two, accept that it's not in the cards and get some new sort of goals that will give you a fresh focus or purpose. Doesn't have to be work related. Having a goal at all is not, having no goal at all is not an option. Goals will keep you from getting, I don't know what that word is, mirrored. Will, uh, Goals will keep you from getting mirrored in what isn't and keep you moving forward. We might be over 50, but we got some life in us. We got some fight in us yet. I agree. I think that you have to have goals. Like, what are your goals? Like, if that's not your goal anymore and you're looking at it and you're going like, hey, that's not in the cards for me. If she's saying it's not in the cards for her, is because I have to say that maybe it's because, is that really what she wants? Because when we want things and we have a goal and we can go online and figure out how to get there, figure out the path to get there, we'll do it. We'll do it. We have, every one of us has it in us. And so if she's already not feeling it in the job that she's doing, which I don't know, because that's not, she doesn't say that here, but I think that could be a possibility, because she's just like, well, it's just not in the cards for me. Well, if that's the energy. If you're putting the energy out there that it's not in the cards for you, then it's not going to be in the cards for you. And who says that she has, like, maybe she could put together her own company, right? How about that thought? Like, how about we reimagine the thoughts that we have, the goals that we have, and put them into perspective? Like, put them in a perspective. When you start looking at it as, how can I make this happen? All of a sudden, you're like, I could be the CEO of my own company, right? And eventually get to the point where I hire my own people and I have people working for me, right? But what is it that you want to do? What is it? Who is it that what problem are you going to solve to be able to do that? Because having a goal to make money and become the CEO, CFO of what? Like you have to have, there has to be a goal. CFOs of companies solve problems for people, supposedly. That's what they're supposed to do. CFOs, CEOs, they're supposed to solve problems. At least they solve, some of them solve problems for the companies. But these companies start off anyway. Their goal is usually start off having a problem that somebody has, that's why they're opening, that they want to solve. So when you start approaching life in that way, that, hey, what problem does somebody have out there that I can solve? What skills do I have and what problem that can I solve? And having that mindset might even help her find another position at her job that might be more fitting for her, which may give her more room for advancement. But she has to start looking for herself. Here's somebody else that says, many of my coaching clients wrestle with the vision of what they were hoping their life would look like, but it turned out differently. What we explore is what's so particular about this dream that holds so much weight for you. Is achieving that title somehow tied to your self-worth? Exactly. CFO, is it about her being happy, which was what I was saying, or is it about her just having the title because somebody told her that when you get to this age that you should have this title? If that's the case and she's already not happy, no, she's probably not going to do it because she's not happy. She's kind of going against herself. She's going against her own intuition. She's going against what feels good to her, right? So it will be hard to achieve that because what also happens is that when you're going against yourself, it may not be evident to you that it's apparent to others, but it's apparent to others that you really don't like what you're doing. Just saying. When you say living up to your potential, is that all your potential is defined by? There's another question. Is your potential defined by becoming the CFO and leading people? Let me just finish this. I love this coach, what she says. When was the last time you explored your values? Truly, what is most important to you, and how does hitting that CXO role hit that? Exactly. So many times we're younger, people tell you, your family will tell you, you have to be a doctor, you have to be a lawyer. So many, I've heard that so often. And then when you look at your own, the person looks at their own values, they're like, I don't like this. And I don't like that part of being a doctor. Like, that's not what I want to do. So it's not part of your value system. And then you're feeling like a failure on top of that because you didn't meet somebody else's goals for you. So this is the time in our life where we lay down, go to therapy, and we lay down and put away all the goals that everybody else ever had for us. And you start writing down what you value, what you want, what you truly want, what success really looks and feels like to you. Because for some people, success could be being a homemaker and just like redoing their house, taking care of their kids, being able to cook dinner every night and having their family together. That's success. And there's nothing wrong with that. But somebody else might tell that same woman who wants to do that no, like you go out there in the real world and go to work at some big company and go get a job and become a CFO. And so she's spending all her time being miserable doing that. And then she wakes up one day and she's like, oh my gosh, those kids I wanted, I don't have them. That husband I wanted, I don't have it. Like, because you're chasing somebody else's dreams. Don't do that. I don't know if that's what she's doing, but definitely don't do that. That's what this coach is saying here. How does comparing yourself leave you feeling? Does it motivate you to start looking for more for that next jump? If not, then is there something else you could be doing that's more healthy for your self-esteem? Exactly. Stop following people on social media, LinkedIn. Is that making you feel good? If it doesn't make you feel good, then find something that lifts you. Because if the people that you're looking at that have the roles are making you feel crappy, do you really want that job? Or is, because you could find other people on LinkedIn and go like, oh my gosh, I love what this person does, right? You might have a different perspective. And that's when you realize like, oh, I value that. I value what that person is doing. And they might motivate you to actually want to do what they're doing. But if you're looking at the people where you think you want to be and you're not motivated by that, and you're just left feeling envious and wow, I should have that, you really need to look at your own values. Absolutely. Absolutely. Somebody said, get off LinkedIn. I freaking agree. Why you don't? Somebody said, I really detest it. It's a bunch of loudmouths bragging and patting themselves on the back. I don't know. I don't do LinkedIn. So I have a LinkedIn account actually, but I don't really go there to look at what and see what people are doing. If I'm looking for a job, I might go to LinkedIn if I'm looking for something in particular. But yeah. Sorry ladies, I jumped and I lost the thread that I was reading. But anyhow, you ladies get the point, right? This is a time for you. This is a beautiful time. And actually that feeling of incongruency of where you are and where you want to be is a good thing, because this will allow you to go get therapy, right? Help yourself, go get a therapist, get a coach if you need to help you sort out and ask you these types of questions, and then definitely rethink what you want and why you want it. And if you're doing something and it's not making you feel good and it's taking away from your self-esteem, it's time you stop doing that thing. You know, and whenever whenever we compare ourselves to other people, we're never going to feel good, because there's no other person in this world like you. Only you. There's only one version of you. There's only one person that has the exact talents that you have to bring your purpose into the world. So looking at somebody else and comparing yourself is always going to leave you feeling depleted, low, and feeling ashamed that you're not accomplishing something that they are. You know why that is? It's because you're not supposed to. That person is meant to accomplish their own dreams. And so, um, that spirit of competition should be only against yourself. So every day, the goals that you set for yourself should all be against the goals that you had yesterday. So it should be, I set this goal yesterday. Did I meet that goal? If not, what do I need to continue on the path to meet that goal? Or do I need a course correction because I don't believe that this is really my goal? My goal has changed today. I need to tweak things a little bit to get to where I really want to be. And that's the only way you're going to get to where you want to be. You don't get to where you want to be by looking at anybody else. I hate that, we are fed the spirit of competition in the US from the time we go to school. From the time you start school, you go to school and your grades are counted against 100%, right? So every test you take, you can get 0 to 100%. But everybody in the class can get 0 to 100%. And then your grades are put against the next person. So if somebody got 100% and you got 90%, you are told that you're less than the person with the 100%. Do you understand how that breeds competition? Instead of understanding, maybe you have a different way of learning, and that maybe you have a different way of understanding things that caused you to, maybe you misunderstood something. They compare you against someone else, and then you have to go figure out what to do to make yourself more like that person. When in reality, you're an individual. So stop doing that. Stop doing that to yourself. Go to therapy and stop doing that. Um, Oh, this is really, it's bittersweet. This is a bittersweet conversation for me because um, it's it's that point in your life where you realize that you need to stop following the group, and pulling yourself away from the group is really hard, right? That group mob mentality where you just do what everybody else is doing, and you figure out what it is that you really want to do, because this is when you start to get the looks about, I can't believe, like, you're quitting your job. You're gonna what? Like, you wanna do crafts? You're gonna do what? You're gonna leave that corporate job and go do crafts? Everybody thinks you've lost your mind. No, you haven't lost your mind. You are just your own person trying to figure out your own thing. And I'm not telling you to leave your $100,000 job for $0. No, I'm telling you that this is a good time to figure out what it is that you love to do, so you can start to make that transition and really be happy. Because that's what life is all about. It's about being happy. It's not about competing with somebody else and doing what they do and then being completely miserable doing that. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Um, Somebody says, I've been passed over so many times for even director level roles, only to quit the job out of frustration and have them backfill me with someone getting a VP title. So that's the other thing. If you're in a job and you know that they don't value you, why are you staying there hoping that they're going to value you? If you can clearly see that the job does not value you, it's time to look for another job, maybe. And I know that's easier said than done, but that's the truth. Or you need to accept that they don't value you. And then that's when you start still working on yourself and finding what you need to do so you can value yourself, because your value is not outside of you. Your value is within you. That person at your job, that boss at your job, that promotion doesn't decide your value. You decide your value. So you decide what makes you feel good. You decide what makes you feel valuable, and then you do that thing. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, drop me a comment down below, and make sure you sign up for my newsletter that I am going to be sending out. Actually, when you sign up for it today, I put a link so that you can immediately download it. And then you can also download, I have another downloadable PDF for you where you can download a 7-day cleanse to get yourself started for the new year with some healthy habits. And the newsletter will come directly to your inbox. I do not sell any of your information, and I will not spam you. It's just a lot of good information for us ladies over 40 at this time. Things that we need, resources to get your finances in order, and just a lot of fun stuff for us, and a lot of fun stuff, and a lot of needed information also. And if you have anything that you want to see in the newsletter, send me an email, and I will work on that for you also. And so until next time, I want to thank you for joining me on You Can't Handle the Truth. My name is Natalie. And until next time, I am sending you peace and love. You stay beautiful and you stay sexy.